All right, welcome back, Cobbers. So Parker and I were just having this great discussion about Katy Perry. I mean, what an underrated celeb. Not only the tease.
Before we talk about Katy Perry, I think we should introduce the other segments of the show.
Ugh, fine. All right. Well, welcome to this week's episode. We have
Wellness Day this Friday, 5th.
And in sports, a wild time on ice.
And in A&E, a story to really sink your teeth into.
And the rest of that conversation I had at the beginning of the episode later. All that and more on Concordia on Air. Yeah, so you guys already heard what I was going to talk about. Katy Perry, the legend, the woman,
The Queen.
the queen. I mean, there's so many different adjectives to describe her. Not only has she been releasing like jaw-dropping, feet-stomping albums for the past 12 and a half years,
Yes.
she also had a baby with Orlando Bloom. Can you say that you've done that? I mean, this person is impressive.
I mean, I could, but I think it's just a very special circumstance.
All right.
Anyways.
But, yeah. I mean, let's just talk about not what you were going to go on.
Okay.
But Parker and I
Sure.
were also talking about our travel plans because I don't know about you guys, but I'm super ready to get out of here because COVID's starting to wrap up. I'm knocking on nearby wood because I really hope
Maybe.
that's true. It's a maybe, it's not a for sure, but it's looking like it. And the first place I want to go is to our lovely neighbor, 2 hours north, Canada. I mean, Winnipeg, right across
What's
the
in
border.
Canada for you?
Everything's in Canada for me. Maple
Everything.
cookies, that red sweatshirt that usually says lifeguard on it, but
Or-
instead says Canada.
Or it says Roots on the side.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, and I mean, just they have so many things in Winnipeg. They have an opera house. They have a zoo with live polar
A
bears.
hydroelectric plant.
How many of those have you seen in your life?
I've seen
about
only
that.
2. And one of them was in Canada.
See? He understands. What about you, Parker? Where do you want to go?
A restaurant. I know that is not a very fun destination. I have not eaten in a restaurant since March, and I really miss restaurants.
All right, but the real question is, what restaurant?
I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I think Applebee's. I am really just a fan. Applebee's always just has good, classic, cheap, okay-ish food.
You know, I was embarrassed by messing up the intro, but I no longer feel that embarrassment because the fact that you said Applebee's is one of the saddest things I've heard in a long time.
I would beg to differ. I think Applebee's is a staple American restaurant where a lot of good memories are still to be made at that establishment. So while you may look down on it, I think a lot of the people at home could empathize with me on this.
Actually, you know what? I will side with you in saying that Applebee's is not the worst restaurant because I will go out of my way to say that Perkins.
Yeah, Perkins is Perkins. It's sad that it has been run down so much because I have a lot of good memories when I was little at Perkins, but it's turned into Denny's or IHOP. It's just not good anymore.
I'm sorry, Denny's isn't good?
It's good if you like, I don't know, food poisoning.
You know, I got food poisoning at Red Lobster.
That makes sense.
Okay, that's true. Red Lobster, kind of sketchy. But anyways, Applebee's, Winnipeg is better than Applebee's. So I would just like to put that out there before you guys forget that there was
Winnipeg,
a meaning to this
Applebee's.
conversation and it was me winning. Me on top. But I mean, come on. Is there anywhere in the world that you'd want to go outside of the United States? Or
I
a
would
different
love to
state?
go to like an Applebee's in like England or something. I think that might be kind of fun. Or an Applebee's in Germany. Or an Applebee's in Florida.
You know, if you just love Applebee's so much, why don't you just go work for them?
You know what? I'm out, everyone. I'm going to go apply and work at Applebee's.
And we're talking so much about Applebee's because they are sponsoring this episode.
This is
so
a
you guys
paid
know,
sponsorship
this
by
is a paid
Applebee's.
sponsorship.
Applebee's
by
Corporation, we're joking.
So go there. But also Applebee's, if you want to sponsor us, please do, because we will gladly take your support. We'll call it that, support.
Does this show reach Applebee's? Can someone send this to
Can
corporate?
someone just like send this DVD to Applebee's? You know what? You guys out there, you cobbers, if you're watching this right now, get on your phone right now and call Applebee's because we want their support.
That's a great actionable step that everyone can do. Don't waste your time calling Congress people. Call Applebee's.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll get you half apps if you do.
Yes.
Half apps for everyone who gets Applebee's. To
Only on
promote us.
Wednesday nights, though.
Only on Wednesday nights because you can watch the show and then go get half apps.
Well, we won't be buying you apps. They just will be half
Yeah.
the usual price.
Yeah, they'll be provided.
Yeah.
But not by us, by Applebee's.
Yeah.
I think this bit has gone on a little too long and we need to figure out something else to talk about.
Too much about Applebee's? What else is there than Applebee's?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we're just going to have to go to news.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Andrew. Welcome to our news. A new era created by the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in a number of adjustments from the normal routine. In effect, as Concordia community, a new psychological and mental fitness day set aside, the Wellness Day. On this day, which will be on this Friday, 5th, attention will be given to both the mind and body, and thus most of the activities will be for the benefit of the body. Some of the key activities expected to be done include mindfulness meditation, strategies for living with anxiety, and mindful eating, among others. Additionally, key speakers have been invited and will be tackling subjects like being resilient in the midst of uncertainty by Dr. John Ulven, developing optimism and personal agency in adversity by Dr. Brie Langemo, health wellness for challenged college students by Brand Mayer, and slam poetry session with spoken artist Jose Joaquin. Activities will be done both virtual and in person, with all COVID-19 protocols being observed. Students and staff are encouraged to participate.
Last Thursday, Sanford Health held a charity radiothon in support of Children's Miracle Network. During this radiothon, Sanford raised $180,000, $20,000 more than the previous year, and that money that was raised during the radiothon is going to be used in support of very special programs, new high-tech medical equipment, and to help fund education and research for the Sanford Children's Hospital, which is the only Children's Miracle Network hospital in North Dakota. Although 100% of the funds that were raised by Sanford will be staying local in order to better help children throughout North Dakota and some parts of Minnesota who receive care from Sanford's Children's Hospital.
As we continue experiencing the Gold Spring season this weekend, we usher in the coldest air of the season in Minnesota. It is expected that temperatures will plunge in the wake of storm system this Friday. The storms will be pushed into the state from the south, bringing with it snow along the lower borders. However, light showers will fall Light showers is expected in the Twin Cities and beyond. According to meteorologist Riley O'Connor, weekend temperatures will struggle to be above zero. The weekend freeze will be accompanied by wild cold winds chills, according to National Weather Services. The freeze will be accompanied by the expected coldest days will be on Sunday and Monday, while normal temperatures start to climb back from Tuesday. Residents are urged to be on the lookout for the further information and keep warm as blowing threatens to greatly interfere with traveling.
The founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, will be stepping down from his role as chief executive of the company later this year. Although Bezos will not be leaving the company entirely and will instead transition to the role of executive chair. Bezos has been the CEO of the company since its founding in 1995, overseeing the growth from an online bookseller to a $1.7 billion global retail company. Bezos said that he is excited to begin this transition because it will allow him more time to focus on outside projects, such as Day One Fund, the Bezos Earth Fund, and the Washington Post. He claims that this transition isn't about retiring, but to focus on these projects that have been often pushed to the side due to his involvement with the company. The head of Amazon's web services, Andy Jassy, will be the person taking over for Bezos, with Bezos stating that he believes Jassy will be an outstanding leader and that he has his full confidence.
Today, the government joined the extension of the Russian-US nuclear weapons treaty 2 days before the pact was set to expire. In a statement, Secretary of the State Antony Blinken said the government would use the 5-year New START treaty's renewal to exercise limits on all Russia's nuclear weapons. Contrary to Biden's administration, Trump pulled out of the 2 other such deals in relation to the broad withdrawal from international accords. Additionally, Trump's administration had tried a late bid to extend the treaty, with Russia rejecting its conditions. However, it was after President Joe Biden and his counterpart, President Putin, concurred to the extension that an agreement was reached.
On Tuesday, 3 Idaho National Guard members were killed after their Black Hawk helicopter crashed just south of Boise after 8 p.m. All 3 on board were pilots with the National Guard, and they were undergoing a routine training flight when the helicopter crashed. The crew was last in contact around 7:45 p.m., and shortly after 8, the emergency transmitter was activated and search and rescue were sent out. The aircraft was located at 12:15 a.m. on Wednesday. The cause of the crash is still currently under investigation, and the names of the victims are being withheld until the next of kin can be contacted. Our deepest condolences go out to the family and of the victims.
All right, welcome back. I'm joined by Emily Dunlap from CEC. Hello, Emily. Can you please introduce ourselves?
Hi, Jack. So I am a member of CEC, and I'm a global studies and Spanish major here at Concordia.
Awesome. All right. So CEC, if you guys don't already know, is the Concordia Events Commission, and they're doing a few events coming up, especially for Valentine's Day and the Wellness Day on Friday. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so for Wellness Day, we've actually got an event at on Friday, bingo going on. So yeah.
Is there any special theme to the bingo?
It's Disney bingo.
Disney
Yes.
bingo? That sounds awesome. And if people want to join, where should they be looking for information on that?
So if people want to join bingo on Friday night, they should look in the Concordia CEC Instagram page. That's the Cord CEC. There's a link in the bio to register, and yeah.
And do you know if there's any like super fun prizes that you can get if you win a bingo?
Yes, so there are some pretty cool prizes lined up. So we've got the first prize, the biggest prize, we're actually giving away a Disney Plus membership. And then the last 4 prizes will actually be Disney merchandise.
That sounds awesome. I don't know about you guys, but when Disney Plus came out last year, my family immediately got like the 1 year with the Verizon, like just to see and test it out. And I mean, if you guys haven't had a Disney Plus membership, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of access to all the old classics, but there's a ton of new stuff like The Mandalorian, and they just came out with another, what was the movie? I think it was like Clouds. They come up with new content pretty regularly, so it's a really awesome thing. And I mean, you get it for free with bingo, and who doesn't love bingo? Are there any other events? I think one event that we were talking about was, and now I'm blanking on it.
There's a make and take coming up.
There was a make and take coming up, and there's also yoga that's happening once every 2 weeks. So if you guys don't already know about that, make sure to go follow Cord CEC on Instagram. You can basically find any of their information through their links. It's very simple. I mean, I've talked a lot about Disney. Do you have anything to say about Disney Plus?
No, it's just great.
What a great, you just got it from Emily Dunlap. It's great. That's all you need to hear, right? Now, Emily, you got to tell me, what's the best part about being a member of CEC?
So actually, I love being part of CEC because, well, my group, the Special Events Committee, is actually awesome. Jack is in my committee with me, so is Lily and Andrea, and we're just awesome, yeah.
You guys can't see it, but I am blushing pretty furiously behind my mask. I would have to say the same thing. CEC, pretty great. And this is also going to go out as a promo for CEC because right now we are asking for more members. So if you want to be a member of basically the party planning committee, the social media committee, the wellness committee, There's so many different things that you can do. You can volunteer, host events. Make sure to come out and join CEC. You can find all of that information available on our link. It's pretty great. But anyways, thank you so much, Emily, for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Next, we're going to be moving on to sports.
Top of the morning, sports fans, and it's been a wild week for sure. That is, the Minnesota Wild have been dealing with the, ironically, red-hot Colorado Avalanche the past week, who were one of the top-seeded teams last year heading into the NHL bubble playoffs. Game 1 of the Saturday series was all Avalanche, as the Wild lost that game 5-1. However, they managed to bounce back with a victory in Game 2 in the form of a 4-3 overtime winner. The winning shot came off the stick of Georges Brodin. Unfortunately, Colorado secured a 2-1 victory yesterday over Minnesota, with the fourth and final game of this 4-game series coming tomorrow night. The Wild are now 6-5 on the season and are tied with Colorado for second place in the Western Division. Here's hoping they can take sole possession of that position tomorrow. It's official. After months of deliberating and negotiating, the Twins have come to an agreement with their all-star designated hitter Nelson Cruz to return to the team next season. The 40-year-old signed a 1-year, $13 million contract just yesterday to remain the veteran leader of the Bomba squad. Cruz put up stellar numbers, not just for a 39-year-old last season, but for anyone. He clubbed 16 home runs with 33 RBIs and a 303 batting average to boot. In the shortened season with plenty of days of rest thrown in there too. His .992 OPS also ranked 4th in the American League among all active players. Time will only tell if Cruz will continue to age like a fine wine or if the fountain of youth has finally run dry. And now, I hope you liked some rice-a-roni.
Welcome to A&E. My name is Parker.
And I'm Mary.
Today, A&E fans, we have quite the debacle for you. The famed Call Me By Your Name actor Armie Hammer has recently caught himself in a very tasty, delicious scandal. Mary, would you do the honors of maybe just lightly touching on the subject? Before we get into it, though, I do want to give a quick little trigger warning. We are going to be talking about a little bit of possible gore, cannibalism type subject matter. So just warning for all you viewers at home.
Yep. So Army Hammer, the thing behind us, he in mid-January, I believe, was accused by former girlfriends and multiple former partners of alleged
Cannibalistic
cannibalistic activity. Not that he ate anybody, but one former girlfriend, an app developer, Courtney V, I cannot say her last name, sorry, stated that he actually would like lick the blood from her cuts, which really astonished a lot of people, because if you look at Hammer, you obviously see somebody who's just kind of your everyday attractive American actor. However, the disturbing news did not stop there. It just kept on going and going, and it just made this giant snowball effect.
It has completely spiraled. The actor Courtney Vikovich, I'm probably butchering her name.
Yeah.
She had to end the relationship. It ended with Army actively wanting her to remove the lower sets of her ribs, which I guess technically you don't need, remove them, and then have him consume some of the flesh.
Yeah.
It's not great, y'all. This is not an ideal subject matter for today's show, but
Not at all.
it's important to talk about because it's not every day that you hear about cannibalism in Hollywood.
No, not at all. 2021 really started off with a bang. And
Yes.
I just hope that the survivors of Hammer do get the help that they need. And I'm glad that their stories are being heard, because this disgusting human being is obviously being punished. He was pulled from the Warner Brother movie. I think it was a Warner or Paramount. It was either Warner Brothers or Paramount. The movie, the new movie with Jennifer Lopez, he was pulled from production from that, which is good news. That means that studios are taking action in this kind of thing. However, unfortunately, I did see a headline recently that Hammer did make a statement saying that people are kink shaming him, which I do not think cannibalism falls under sexual kinks. Correct me if I'm wrong. However, I would not count it under that.
Listen, I don't know a lot about the kink area,
Yeah, me neither.
but something would tell me when you are actively seeking out these women, these petite women who fit your image of a person that you would like to consume, that crosses a line. That is not like a preference that you have. That is actively being a weird person. And I don't think we talk about that enough. There's just genuinely some weird people out there that have ill intentions.
Yeah, and unfortunately, those ill intentions reach areas such as the power Hammer has over these women that lead to assault and just unequal power in a relationship, kind of making it very emotionally and physically possibly abusive.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, most of this, I believe, is alleged, as that is most of the information that is happening in the story. However, I know Hammer's private Instagram was revealed and then he took it down, but the internet is forever, and people did save some of his posts. And I
Yes.
believe if you just search up Army Hammer, you can find a lot of that on news posts and whatnot. But I mean, honestly, this story did bring up a very important discussion of course, believing the survivor. And even if the actor is attractive physically, it might not be good.
It might not be good.
Yeah.
There still has been no report from Timothée Chalamet, who was his co-star in Call Me By Your Name. It is known that they are currently in the very early stages of writing a Call Me By Your Name 2. Yeah. And with the success of the last film, I would imagine if this story had not come out, it would have hit the movie screen by at least 2023 is my guess, because I know that they were actively working on getting something out there. Of course, COVID didn't help either. It's just, it is interesting when he has he's starting to reach a new height of his career. And when you're at that height and a scandal like this comes out, more than a scandal, it shows how easy it can be just to fall
That's
quickly.
very true. It's a very Icarus-like effect. However, our Hammer did have, I believe, full control of his actions, so
Absolutely.
he has to be held accountable, and I'm glad he is being held accountable. Not enough celebrities, I feel like, are being held accountable in Hollywood or in just like media in general, but it's situations like these that bring forward the power to hold them accountable.
Yes. And there's been a lot of things that Hammer has recorded on his private Instagram that is not helping his case whatsoever. Behind me, I have a cute little decal of a pig. It has been known apparently on 3 separate occasions for Hammer to eat a raw pig head, completely raw. No heat source has touched the pig. He also has been known to enjoy raw steaks. He will request that there is no heat source that touches the steak, not even a sear on the outside, which is illegal in the United States. You cannot, in a restaurant establishment anyways, eat a raw steak. But he has, with his power, been able to get around that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, luckily, he was stopped, and hopefully all of this action has stopped. Parker,
Yes.
I'll let you.
Well, tough day for Army, but he deserves it. Let's hope he doesn't eat an Army. Am I right, you guys? All right.
Put
Next
the hammer down on that.
Next up, a product review with Jack and Elise.
All right, I'll give you guys a second to recover from that terrible joke. Anyways, a product review, you ask. What does that mean? We are going to be reviewing products. That's basically all I can do to define it. What product, you ask? Glow-in-the-dark slime from Target that I won for free. Pretty amazing. Now, if you guys would like to buy a 6-pack of these little beauties, it's about, I don't know how much at Target because I won it, but it's by the Spritz brand, which is Target's like party brand. Again, Target is not sponsoring this episode, neither is Applebee's, but hey, if you guys are watching, please contact us. Now, luckily, I have my lovely assistant, Elise, joining me today. And we will be judging multiple different categories. Elise, can you please show us the categories?
So up on the board today we have sliminess, likability, aesthetic, bounciness, and of course glow-in-the-darkiness, the most important category for glow-in-the-dark slime.
I would agree with that. Now, we're each going to open up some of these slimes. These have all been untouched by human hands. I've made sure that nothing has been touched, I guess is what you can call it. I don't really know how to get slime out. Oh, this one's kind of crumbly. Oh, and it's making weird noises. Oh, cool. It just came out clean, extra points, and bounciness? I don't really know what category. Like, you just gotta kind of like yank it, Oh, see, look at that. It's just a clean little shot glass, like just boop. Oh, wow. Elise. I don't know, it's pretty entertaining. It's not, I don't know how you guys like your slime. It's not very pulley. It rips apart very easily, but I think Spritz is a pretty cheap brand. So I'm pretty satisfied so far. I like the little popping noises. I'm going to open up another one. Okay, I'm having some difficulty trying to shove it in. Ugh.
That's definitely down a couple of points.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I don't know what category that goes in, but
We'll figure it out.
we will.
We'll
This
figure.
is science though.
This is science.
Really
This is a passion. We used to talk about that in 2018, and that trend kind of died out. But you know what? Bring back slime. Such a simpler time. And fidget spinners and all those things that made us happy back in the day, the golden years. This yellow color is kind of making me nauseous. It looks like frozen Mountain Dew. I don't really know how I feel about that.
I like the blue color though. It kind of looks like blue Gatorade. There is a crunchy spot on here, which concerns me. It might just have gone dry or something.
Are yours all really like sweaty feeling, or is that how they're supposed to feel? Like
They are. Okay, I thought that just might be my hands, but no, that's definitely the slime. Oh, look at that. It's like leaving a residue.
Oh, mine isn't.
That's disturbing.
We recommend that you do not play with this and then eat afterwards. Please wash your hands, as
Or
we've
wear
learned.
gloves.
Or wear gloves, because gloves are fun. They make you feel like a doctor, and everyone wants to be like that. So, now that we've felt up the slime a little bit and played with it, Elise, let's decide our score. So, our first category, sliminess. I'm going to give it a solid 7. I don't really know that much about slime. How about you?
I've touched slimier slime. I would give it a 5.
All right. Likability, I would give it a 7 again. For its price, I would say it's pretty good. You?
You know what? I agree. A good 7 on that one.
Aesthetic, I would definitely give it an 8. Good colors.
You know what? I agree actually. Except for that one. The yellow is kind of ugly to me.
I would want a red or pink. I'm going to keep it an 8.
Fine, 8. 8 it is.
Bounciness, I was very impressed by how easy it was to get it out, but I did not like how hard it was to get it in. I'm going to give it a 6.
5.
And then glow in the darkiness.
We haven't tested that yet.
Can you guys see that? Is it glowing? Can you see it? I'm going to give it a 2. It's neon. It's neon. A 2.
I think that the glow in the darkness is false advertising. And for that, I give it a 0.
So our total score, hopefully you guys weren't doing the math because we're not going to, is probably 58. I don't know. It's a rough guess. But you guys, we would maybe recommend glow-in-the-dark slime from Target.
Okay. I mean, you said you don't know how much it costs, but if you get free glow-in-the-dark slime, then absolutely.
Yes,
Anything
absolutely, if it's free. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us so much. Thank you, Elise, for helping me with this product review. Great.
Anytime.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.